Hi there, I'm Cameron Carlo, and the article I chose is from Ad Age, and it's about Domino's Anywhere campaign. And it's a Q&A with their chief digital officer talking about this campaign and kind of what he's looked for and how they've developed it. So what it is it's basically just a way to order pizza, but it's really trying to find a lot of simplified ways and expanding to a whole bunch of new mediums. It's so much more than just an app on a phone, is the point. So it starts, there's if you text or tweet the pizza emoji to Domino's, they'll just show up and bring you your pizza. You can do it through forward sync, their voice control of your car, smart TVs, watches. There's all these different ways, and they're developing more all the time. And there's actually a lot of the more recent articles are about new additions as new technologies come out. It's how Domino's is grabbing those and pushing them out. And so the story that I looked at was a Q&A with Dennis Maloney, who's their CDO. But this actually comes from a past story from last year when they launched the campaign, and it talks about he just says the platform story is part of our broader tech story. We're starting to think of ourselves as an e-commerce company that sells pizza, and the point is because of that, they're always evolving and trying to bring in new technologies and harness everything and be one step ahead of their competition. So, okay, let's take a step back and really talk about this campaign where in 2015 they had another really big brand, I guess, relaunch where they dropped pizza from their name. I mean, not like legally, but just in the way they sell themselves now, is they say Domino's to kind of promote other things. It also plays a little bit into the e-commerce brand, where you think of a pizza company, you don't think of someone that's real tech savvy. But because Domino's dropped pizza, they're trying to just be thought of as Domino's only. And hey, we can do tech, we can do all this. We're not just pizza. And so on its website, it kind of said that the brand believes in people and they want to break through ideas with winning attitudes. And so those breakthrough ideas, that also has a lot of what their CDO had said, where they're trying to stay and become an e-commerce and be one step ahead. So aware in the anywhere and brand positioning is, does this align with their brand? And I think it really, really does. And that's one of the big things about this. So, never ending search for breakthrough ideas, as I said. And they were a pioneer in online ordering. They weren't the first, but they were the ones to really start pushing it. And rather than hire a third party tech company to handle all their online ordering, they actually went out, built their own tech. And that's what's really hard about all this. Their CEO says in this Q&A that, look, it's not just one thing. It's you have to develop a system for tweeting. You have to develop a system for car voice activated monitoring. You have to develop a system for Apple Watch. There's all these different things that they have to build, and they do that all in house, which is pretty impressive. And so I wanted to kind of talk about that. And you see when you look at their advertisements, and I'll post one in discussion board. It shows all those different people coming together. So let's go beyond the scope of pizza and where does this how can other companies use that? And I think that it goes a lot farther. I think music, you see music kind of going into a whole bunch of different realms where, the voice activated, the Echo especially really harnesses the music. And then streaming video, you have that on pretty much all your mobile devices, on TVs now. Uh, Hopefully they don't start putting that in cars too. But even in other methods of delivery, I know personally I've used the Hy-Vee grocery delivery system, which is pretty cool. It's actually more if you pick, I usually pick it up, but they have a delivery available. Flowers you can do and prescriptions. It honestly, any kind of delivery service could harness stuff like this. But I think it works better for Domino's than some of those other places because people think delivery, they think pizza as like number one. At least in my opinion, if someone says, "What do you want delivered?" or "What's something that's delivered?" A little Family Feud style, pizza's going to be number one on that list. So I think that's why, because they're really pushing it and they're learning what it is. So before I get to my questions, I just want to say I did find a couple other articles that were kind of negatives on this, saying it's kind of hard, and to really get the full concept, I went ahead and I got myself a Domino's pizza today by texting or the pizza emoji to them. And it actually is kind of difficult. You have to go through and set up a whole thing on the back end. You can't even use the emoji your first time. You can use it in future times. So it's more for loyal brand customers. So here you can see my questions. What other brands do you think that do a great job using digital channels to make customer experience better? And do you think Domino's is wasting resources by trying to constantly stay ahead in digital ordering? I think both of those kind of are just, I really wanted to put emphasis on that digital strategy that Domino's has and how it plays into their brand. and then here's some of my sources. The primary article, and then some of the other ones I looked at that had some good quotes in it and really talked about the brand more than just the digital side of it. So enjoy. Thank you.